30,000 feet up in the air, and bitch, I'm high as heaven. Shooters knock you off, or I'm in Italy with that Mac 11.
What's going on? My name is Lesso. Welcome to 30,000 Feet, the podcast. I'm with my brother, Traynumba3 today, comic book specialist and all the above, multi-genius from San Francisco, California. Holla at him, bro.
Yo, what's going on, man? How you doing this evening?
Chilling. See you working on your material right now. What's coming along?
Yeah. Coming along cool. It's a slow, very slow process, but I'm gonna speed up the pace, because I don't like this moving slow. But yeah.
So, what was the first thing that inspired you to start making the comic books in the first place? Do you have a starting point? Inspiration?
I mean, that's a hard one because I've always wanted to do a comic since I was kindergarten, first grade, and I actually used to do it. But I feel like it was just always in me. Like the day I picked up that pencil, pen, and just started drawing sketches on the paper. So I guess it was just my own self-motivation that got me into it and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Straight up.
That's pretty much what it was.
You read a lot of comic books growing up, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I mostly read manga, but I definitely have read a whole bunch of different comics and stuff growing up. I would when I was a kid at Barnes and Nobles, I would just go to the comic section and literally read books without even buying them. They would be like, "Are you gonna buy the book? Are you gonna buy the book?" I just want to check it out real quick.
Check it out. I want to see if I even like it first.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, hey, hold on. I gotta make this sign real quick. Hold
on. I'm seeing it. I'm taking peeks while you drawing. That shit look fire.
Shoot, man. I mean, it's a long process,
It's a long process, but it's got to be that way because it's a perfectionist type of art. You gotta make sure that it appeals to yourself.
Yeah, so
put it out there for other people to be able to judge it. So, first comic book that inspired you, or not inspired you, but first comic book that made you fall in love with the idea of comic books compared to and stuff like that. Do you have one?
I would have to say, one of my first manga books actually, because I started reading manga
first.
Before I started reading comics. So I have to say the first manga, it would probably have to be Dragon Ball, and then Beyblades. Those were the first manga that I would read, and I would read them nonstop because the anime version was interesting, but I wanted to see what would it look like as a book since that's the original material that they that they turned into a show. So yeah, it was always interesting seeing how the artists could make certain panels that are legitly you could look at a certain panel and already understand what's going on.
Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And another thing too is with manga, a lot of those artists or authors are one person. It's one person doing the whole thing, drawing, coloring, storyboard, etc. And they do that every single week. Every week.
Yeah. That's
yeah. So yeah. While with the old Marvel comics, they would come out every month.
Yep.
So you can just imagine doing Marvel every week.
Yeah, I can believe that. It's got to be a stressful process. How long does it take you to do a chapter?
It varies on my mood.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds like it's me with my music. Yep.
Yeah, but I actually promised people that I would be dropping a comic every 10 to 21 days, and it actually worked out until I got to chapter 4 and 4.5 because I got into my lazy mode. So that's why I'm trying to hurry.
But it happens though, because I feel like as artists, we have to go through some type of experience in life and just deal with our own shit sometimes and take a little break and step back in order to have that creative juice kind of flowing and being able to put out.
Yeah, I feel it, bro. But it's But at the same time, you know, with a book, it's not the same thing as songs. So you could take a break off for the what you call it, for music, right? And they'll still tap in with your music. But if it's a book, a lot of times people will forget the story. So when they try to yeah, so when they try to reread it, they're gonna forget everything. Like I've had people actually tell me, like, bruh, I forgot what happened last chapter, and then they got to reread the last chapter. So
So
the whole point of books is depending on your pace is going to try how people want it. Because like I said, that could fall off in a heartbeat. Whereas with music, you usually need a bunch of people sharing your shit.
Yeah.
But with the books, they can forget and then they lose interest. They're not going to lose interest in seeing your song. They're going to lose interest in reading the book. Or they like, this motherfucker taking hella long. Fuck it.
That makes sense, especially if the content isn't like super long or like they don't have much to like grab onto for like a certain amount of time. Like I could see it being different, like if it was like a super long comic and like it's something that would take like a month and a half, 2 months to read. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like the fact that like they're kind of shorter, like strips, like short storylines, it makes it a little bit more of a consumer type of thing where they want to just keep getting like the next chapter, next episode. They're always looking for what's coming next, and they don't want to.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
because it's like you gotta really, be on your toes and, think about the audience that you wanna, what I'm saying, like attract or bring because um there are gonna be certain audiences to where that they're gonna want that shit, at the same pace and they're gonna lose interest. And I know that because my boy, he used to do manga. I forgot what he used to do, but this was like hella long ago. It was like a fan Dragon Ball manga from hella long ago, and then he would drop chapters like every week, and then actually no, not every week, but every like month. And he went 4 months without doing it, and so I forgot the whole story. And then I watched it. I was like, I kind of lost interest. I'm like, this man taking hella long.
yeah,
No updates or anything. Now, one thing about me is I actually give people updates because I don't want, what I'm saying, like people, um, like losing interest because a lot of people like this comic, like more than I even anticipated. Like I never thought in my life one day that I would get this amount of acknowledgement just through a comic.
Yep.
Like you seen how Gunna Glow's Global reposted it, right? You know about Gunna.
Yep.
Yeah, he reposted it too.
Yep. It's about looks like that. When you get like looks from that, especially from other people that you look up to around the area, like you start to appreciate those types of things more.
Yep. And then on top of that, what was I gonna say? When this book came in, I got people that like legitly really want to buy it. I got people that's like, they support black comics.
Yep.
So, and I feel like that's another reason why they go in and check it out because they don't really see much, African Americans doing comics. So in the back of their head, they like, oh yeah, comic book artist. Let me check this motherfucker out real quick. And honestly, some of them may not even read it, but they'll still salute it because there's not too many African Americans doing this compared to rapping, beat, and playing basketball. So a lot of it is just more of like a game changing thing, or a what I call a inspirational thing, if you know what I mean by that.
No, I do. Hell yeah.
So yeah.
It pushes you. And not only that, but like it's a good feeling to know that people appreciate the work that you're putting in. Like,
yeah, man.
It's good for your mind, like to take that in a positive way and not necessarily let it completely stress you out, but just to appreciate the fact that people care about what you do.
Yeah. And don't forget, there's a lot of people out there that ain't never on their grind.
Yep.
I mean, never on that grind. It got you like, bro, what the hell is you doing?
It's a fact. And I even say it in one of my songs coming out probably next year that it's just like people who don't want to do the work, like it's good, step aside because like you're leaving more room for me to succeed. Like if you're not going to put your work in, then I'm going to put mine in.
Exactly. And see,
That's
people,
the mentality you got to have sometimes.
and people don't understand that, yo.
Yep, it's true.
Hey,
Have you ever read any of Denzel Curry's comics?
I have not, but I need to though. I need to.
I think he's pretty big into writing comics too, and I think he's got something to do with Black comic book creators and like a little. He's got
Okay.
read something about that, or that he was starting something in that realm.
Yeah, that's lit. That's lit for sure. Man,
Now, for you, is it only comics, or do you want to transition into something else as well? Would you be down to turn your comics into like film or like cartoon versions? You know,
oh yeah, definitely.
like
Oh
that
yeah, definitely.
stuff. You interested?
Oh yeah,
in
definitely.
that?
I wanna get a big studio to work on making my manga comic strip into an actual like televised animated series. Because me animating a whole episode myself, that's gonna take forever. I'd rather just
That's a lot of hard work. Yeah, you need to
exactly. And then on top of that, you know, I'm already working on the chapters as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like for me to get it animated myself,
That's like
it's just gonna knock everything down because it's like, okay, I'm gonna either A, work on the comic or work on the animation.
yep.
And usually that the animation process for a 22 episode, a 22-minute video,
Yep.
that's gonna take a whole lot of time.
Yeah. No, that's
You
not
know,
short.
like
It's not short. That's a lot of writing too, because
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Whether it's 3D animation or 2D animation, that takes a whole bunch of time.
Either way,
You know, especially if you're trying to like, you know, because think about it. I would have to do the backgrounds myself, the characters myself, all of that.
everything.
You know, I'm not about to use one of them free backgrounds. Now I have to do that my goddamn self. And again, that's a super long process because backgrounds, I ain't gonna lie to you, backgrounds isn't even my specialty. Like that's where I really need
to work on.
Need my work at. Yes, it's background.
Well,
really,
you recognize where you got improvement to make still.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be dope though if you could definitely get that into like a animated form. That would be fire because I feel like a lot of people nowadays don't appreciate physical books as much.
They don't.
And that's not even a knock to physical like copies of books just because I appreciate them too. But it's just like I feel like the mass majority of people, like so many more people would be in tune if it was in like a video form.
Definitely. Most definitely. And that's what I be trying to tell everybody. I'll be like, yo, the reason why that I'm only making book copies is because people have already like pre-ordered it and already know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of them situations where it's like, you know, you could literally buy any book you want on Amazon Kindle for like in between the 99 cents to like $10. So we're in a position where, you know, you could just get everything for the low.
Yep.
You know, like you could literally read the Shonen Jump manga magazine online for free, all the chapters for $2.99 a month. The only people that's gonna buy those manga books is the one that have extra spare money to do that.
Yeah.
And and likes to have, you know, collections. You know, because there's a lot of people that are, you know,
Collectors.
You know, collectors to the point like where they want to buy, you know, they friends work or this person work. Because if I had the financial budget right now, I would order every single anime character as a figure just to have in my background. Yep. If I really would, but I for surely would. I definitely would spend a couple bands on that. You sound crazy. I fucks with it. Same thing with a life-size anime character. Like if I had to pay 4-5 bands for a life-size character and I got it, oh yeah. Sure. That's how much of a it's not about being a diehard fan, it's more about how you're being it's more being a collector fan. Because there's a lot of diehard fans that will not buy any of the merchandise, material, etc. You know, but they still diehard fans.
I feel that way with music too, because I know a lot of people that listen to every single one of my songs I put out, but won't buy a T-shirt for the rest of their life.
Yeah,
and it's like you know, some people don't care about the merch, some people don't care about the physical copy, some people just want the pleasure of it.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, and I was like, I feel like, wait, let me run that back. I feel like, you know, sometimes we be trying to, you know, over tell people or spam people about support to the point where some of them they just feel pressured. You know what I mean?
Pressure. Yeah, you don't want to pressure people into support. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because and it's weird because I didn't think about it like that. Like I didn't think like, okay, how does this person feel? Do he feel pressured? Whoop-de-whoop. I didn't think about that. I came from, but I was like, you know what? That does make sense why a lot of people just be falling off on support because they feel like if they don't do this, he's not going to acknowledge me as a supporter or something.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to rethink that. I'm like, fuck, that shit make hella sense now when you really break it down. It do make sense. Like I did not think of that at all.
It make hella sense because eventually you start getting into the habit of just sending people your link or like just forcing your music or your content onto somebody, and although they may appreciate you as a person, they may be like, look, I'll listen to it when I can listen to it, or like I see you post it on your page, you don't got to send me the link every time, and it does happen, and it's a little bit of a snap back into reality that you got to realize, like there are people who support me that I don't necessarily have to like force to support me. They already support me if I just let them do it on their time.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that people will always, because look, I'm about to be on some real shit and be really honest right now. You know, people will, you know, you'll try to have a conversation with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. They'll leave you on open or read, but then as soon as you start sending them your work more often, they be like, oh, all you send me is your work. And I'll be like, well, look, you left me on read and opened and seen plenty of times, so that's on you. I'm here to promote my work, not have friendly ass conversation with you. Who the fuck is you? The fact that I'm having a friendly conversation with you is a damn privilege. All right.
That's a fact. Sometimes, but I feel like that's more for like the fans, like for in a sense of like there do be people who violate like your privacy or your time or want certain things that you're not necessarily obliged to give to them, and they just feel entitled to that. And personally, for me, the best way I've just dealt with that is just been straight up, and it's like, look, like if I don't know you and I haven't met you in person and we haven't had a real conversation, or we haven't like done business, or like it's not to a level where I'm interested in talking to you. Like I've had like 17-year-old kids like DM me asking them if I could help them about problems that they having because they fuck with my music. And it's like, look, dude, I love that my music helps to heal you and that you fuck with it and that you're a fan and that you appreciate what I do. But I can't just let you be one person to have a conversation with me every day about something, because then everybody else gonna feel the same way that I should be able to let everybody else have access to me like that. And it's not something that you can just allow yourself to do.
Exactly. My point exactly. See, people do not understand that at all. You know, um, especially young niggas and bitches. Especially. Oh wait, take that out. Especially women and kids.
Yeah.
Mostly kids though. Mostly kids. I can't front.
Yeah.
All right. I worked at the Boys and Girls Club, so I already know how they get.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a real thing that most people will never experience because they're not in a position to where they're putting out content and putting their image on a public platform to where they can be judged by anybody.
Exactly. So yeah, it's like, okay, you don't know how I be feeling, yo. If you did, you would be like, oh man, damn, these guys really ain't doing nothing. Because some days you wake up and you be like, bro, these guys is useless. You ever wake up and say that shit like, bro, these motherfuckers are useless.
I woke up saying that shit yesterday. I needed a song, and I gave him weeks notice. I said, look, bro, can you get it to me in a week? Don't tell me yes if you can't do it. I told him that. Week goes by, still don't got the song, and it's like, man, sometimes people are just useless.
The best thing that you could do to show support is take a like button, comment, you know, simple as that. But at the same time, I'm gonna keep 100 with you. There's more people behind the scenes supporting you than they are in front of you. So the way that I see it is basically the likes you get times 10, the views you get times 10, the likes you get times 10. I mean, when you think about it, why do you think likes usually has why do you think that when there's more views than likes and comments? You feel me?
Yep.
Because the accounts that take the time to like it and comment it isn't everybody.
Yeah.
You know, there's 10 times more people behind the scenes watching that.
Yep.
So if you have 1,000 people, so if you have like 1,000 people on your no. So if you have like 1,000 views and 30 comments and like 50 likes, 9 times out of 10, it's 10 times more than that, or twice as much. Usually, you have your fan base is either 2 to 10 times bigger than you believe, because, like I said, more people that don't follow you are watching you versus people who do follow you that watch you.
Yep.
And it's true. Like when you're just coming up, a lot of people ain't gonna follow you because you ain't that big or you ain't that known or whoop-de-whoop, blah, blah, blah. But I've had a lot of people know about me, but they wouldn't pay that much attention because they didn't think I was up there. They didn't think I was good because of, you know, the views, the like count, etc. And I tell people just like this, that don't mean nothing. I mean, you could be the richest person in the world and only get 2 likes on your Instagram.
Yep.
So yeah, likes and that don't mean nothing.
It's nothing to define yourself from. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. And I tell people all the time, you get how many likes? All right. Are any of those likes big accounts? Are any of those views in your Instagram big accounts? Because I'd rather have 42 big accounts looking through my stuff versus having 480 people who ain't got nothing to, you know what I mean, like bring to the table, or basically just not doing as much. Because the big accounts are are looking through your Instagram, that means that you're doing something right. I've had big accounts look through my store. I'm talking about 25K, 50K, 75K, 120, 25K. People with those blue checks was looking through my story. So that's how I know that I'm doing good. Like, even if it's just one person with a blue check, that means that either A, he got recommended by me, or B, he constantly checks up on me. So yeah.
It'd be bots too, though. You got to be watching out for them because a lot of them be having bots. Them little big.
Oh yeah. That's why that you gotta check out their photos. Check out
like who watch your stories and shit, and you go look at them, and they be popping up every day for like a week, and then they disappear. Like
those are bots for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, those are definitely bots. And at the same time, you could definitely tell when a bot. Hold on, scratch that. You can tell the difference between a bot and an actual person by the shit that they post. If they post constantly like other things, they don't post themselves. They don't have
like it be the real account, like the real dude. Like you'll go on your story and see like some dude from like some famous rapper like watch your story. Like Blueface done watched some of my friend's story a couple times, and we was like, oh, he for sure was watching their stories, and we thought it was lit. But then like you come to find out like if he was really watching your story, then you'd be able to DM him and hit him up and be like, hey, I peeped you was watching my story. Let's link and do business. Whoppy wop wop. You feel me? Like he'd be respectable to that point where like if he was interested in what you was doing, then he would respond. But then when you realize that a lot of them don't even give a fuck, like you start to have a different opinion. But maybe that's that way just in music. It may be different when it comes to art. It might be different when it comes to different types of content.
Yeah, definitely. Because every time like I see like in any account that I've never seen, I'll be like, hey man, thanks for looking through my story. I appreciate you. Have a great day. And if it says seen and if it opens, 9 times out of 10, it's not a bot.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, because bots can't even like reply to messages. I don't think so.
Yeah, no. They just view the story to make you go click on their page and go look at their page.
Oh yeah.
Because then you think like, oh, he famous and he viewing my story. Let me go look at his page and not get them views.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe mind tricks and shit like that just to get views and likes and shit on their page and new fans and new followers and shit.
That part.
Work to the certain degree to the certain person who hasn't figured the game out yet. But you get to the game eventually, and then you start to realize what's really going on, and you start to see different plays, and you start to understand it. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah, most definitely, yo. Because a lot of these folks will get so hyped up when a big name shouts them out without doing any research. Like, and I tell people all the time, be like, bro, you got to do your research on everybody, bro.
Straight up.
I mean, that could be a fake account. That could be a bot. That could be, shoot, man. Watch your back out here. You sound crazy, yo. Because there are scammers everywhere. Yeah. I mean, yo, they have this new Cash App scam where people really be falling for that. Turn your $100 to $2,000 on Cash App. All you need is your Snapchat name, password, and I'll do it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro. They be out here scamming, bro. That's a wave right now, though. But before we close this up, because I don't want the conversation to go on forever.
It's all good.
I do want to get people the information onto where they can go get your comics and how they can get it, where they can pre-order it, where they can order it, how they stay updated, your Instagram, all that. Give all the information out right now, and I'll put it all in the description.
All right. So, so you could check out the comic book on my Instagram at Traynumba3, or you can check it out on my comic book, in my comic book Instagram, which is Phantom Number 3 Official. PHANTOMNUMBA3 OFFICIAL. No spelling bee.
I'll put that whole
Yeah.
shit at the bottom.
And then you could, and then it's basically gonna be in the bio. Like, it's literally in the bio.
Yep.
You know, you just click the one click and you'll have 7 chapters. There's about to be 8 right now on September 9th, 2020. Yeah, I just gotta wrap all this up, upload it, and then it's gonna be popping.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, thanks for having me, Lesso.
You know, most definitely, bro. I appreciate having you on the podcast and everything. Just know that we got some music on the side too coming, everybody, like in the cuts. You feel me? It's gonna come eventually. Stay tuned.
Yep, it's all good.
Already know. And I'll make sure you got all his Instagram and access links, everything in the description below. I have his Instagram under his video screen right here on the video. And make sure you go follow him. Make sure you go follow me, like and subscribe, all the bullshit. And you already know what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. All right, bro.